Okay, another thing for all of you, don't think about the how. The moment you think about the how, your brain spirals into self doubt because you don't know how to do it. But
Yeah.
think about why I have to do it or why I want to do it. Okay, the why will keep pushing you forward, the how will keep you pushing you backward. So don't get into the how, focus on the why. Okay, I hear all the business owners say, "Oh, I hate sales. I hate being salesy." I'm like, if you're not selling, you're not giving your customer an opportunity to buy from you. You're not giving an opportunity to serve them. So don't hate sales, please. Sales is amazing. Sales is an opportunity to serve from your highest aligned self. So please do not hate selling. I have a team member who can help you action, who will work in your business. So you don't have to work in your business, you can work on your business. That is a massive pain point and very direct to the customer. And it talks about the value that I bring to the table. In terms of niche, keep it to one thing. And then people will understand other values you bring to the table when they start working with you. But to actually sell them something, they should find that you can solve that one big problem. Okay. All right. So that's the second step. All the messaging and your presence on online and offline platforms should reflect who you are. Open to the floor for any questions if you have. Anyone has any questions, people?
We probably have too many questions at this point.
Go for it, Erica. Do you have any at this stage?
No, I think it's the action time.
Great. See,
I'm
I
gonna
love that.
definitely come.
Hey everyone, welcome to Pivot to Thrive podcast. This is your ultimate destination to elevate your mindset, marketing, and sales strategies for ultimate business growth. I'm your host, Dr. Priya, and I'm here to inspire and guide you on your journey to financial independence. My mission in life is very simple: to empower entrepreneurs like you with simple, actionable insights and easy to implement strategies that will transform your online business into a thriving success. Now, here's the deal: if your current strategy in life or business isn't working, don't quit, just pivot. And it's important you understand that the goal for pivoting life and business isn't just to adapt and survive, but to truly thrive in growth, success, and abundance. So, in this podcast, we'll dive deep into the mindset shifts you need to break free from cultural barriers and embrace your true potential. We'll discuss cutting edge marketing and sales techniques that you can apply to your business right away. Together, we'll create a powerful belief system that'll guide you towards the life you truly desire. So, grab a cup of coffee or even a fancy glass of wine, and let's start pivoting towards the success you've always dreamed of.
All right, everyone. Good morning and welcome to this particular section about digital products. So we're going to look at, it's more of an exercise. So please engage, participate. I'm not going to teach like the AI webinar. I was doing the talking, but today we will be doing the exercise because I can show you a framework, but because we've got different businesses, I would highly recommend y'all can volunteer, put your hand up to do the exercise, and I can do it for you and show you how it's done, or we can take some case studies and we can run with it. So it's going to be super exciting and interesting. And I hope you'll go and do the work because nothing happens without implementation. So a little bit of housekeeping. Like I said, it's very, very boring to look at blank screens. Whenever you want, just put your hand up or unmute, ask questions. Please make a lot of notes. And I promise you, it'll be worth your time. So, very quick introduction. As you know, my name is Priya, and I've got two letters prefixed to my name because I spent 5 years of my prime time getting that DR. So, I have completed my PhD in bioinformatics, which is biotechnology done on computers. So, I was a lazy Indian girl who didn't want to wash petrol plates and test tubes. I wanted to work in an air conditioned room, basically with databases and software. So, I was a computer nerd right from the start. I used to be a university lecturer back in India. I moved to Australia 9 years ago. So, one big, my epiphany moment, my aha moment happened when I knew after moving to Australia that there is a dollar value for every hour of my time. Because in India, we get paid per month. So, I can work 6 hours, I can work 16 hours, I would still get paid the same. So, that was a huge basic understanding or an aha moment for me. But following that, the thought was there's only so much time in the day. So if I'm going to be trading time for money, I'm going to work till I die. And apparently, Australia has very late retirement age, 66. In India, it's 55. And culturally, it's very different. Your children take care of you, and parents take care of children. It's a very different culture. And I was told I had to save up for my own funeral here. So it was a lot of culture shocks and different things, adapting to a whole different culture. I don't know if you don't travel much, you don't know a lot of things on the other side of the world. Trust me, I'm so blessed to be here. And the more I travel, I realize Australia is the best place to live, right? So, with that particular realization that there's value for 1 hour of my time, but the time is a finite resource, I only have so many hours in the day. My only search was to find out ways how to make money while I sleep in the most legal and ethical way possible. So that's how I came into this whole online business world. And I was working full time with the University of Adelaide, University of Queensland. That was my last job. So I had a secure paycheck that actually paid my bills, took care of my needs. All I had to work was my passion and desires, right? So my famous tagline was use your 9 to 5 to pay your bills and 6 to 10 to build your empire. I call it an empire because in digital, it's a world of opportunities, right? So I started with ClickFunnels, which is a funnel building company. I wanted to be a funnel builder. And then later on, I very quickly understood I love the strategy part, but I don't like doing the work. I'm very lazy. So I love the strategy. And then I went into a social media marketing agency course certification. And then I love teaching. I used to be a lecturer. I love training. So I went into business coaching. So even in business coaching, I'm not someone who can charge or invoice somebody for the feel good factor. So I niche down into marketing and sales. Because if a business does not have the right marketing and sales, we just have an expensive hobby, right? It's hard to digest, but it's the truth. I had one not long ago. So 2021 December, I quit my full-time job with the University of Queensland. And guess what happens? Australia shuts down for Christmas, right? I was like, I'm a CEO, I'm an entrepreneur. And then Australia shuts down December and January. And then I was like, I needed work to keep me sane, not kill my kids. So what do? I found this huge gap in the coaching industry or in the business industry now. We are filled with overload of information and advice. There is no shortage of advice, but what is missing is the action. That's why every word I tell you, I'll be like, please go back and do it. Because you can attend 100 webinars, you can sign up for 100 free courses, you can pay thousands of dollars for courses, but if you don't do one action, nothing changes. So I am big on implementation. That's my key, time and implementation. So what I started to realize is when clients come to me for coaching, they love the framework I give them. They love the advice that I give them. But next week they come back, sorry, Priya, I can do it. I don't have the time, right? So how do I make them do stuff in the most legal, ethical way? I'm an Indian mom. I whack my kids on the bum and make them do stuff, but I can't do that with business owners. So how do I make them do it in the most legal way possible? I found out I could train somebody to do it for them. So I started training. I just put a post on Instagram. If you're an Indian woman, Indian mom who wants to make money, I'm going to train you live to become VA. So I trained a first batch of 5 women from India to become virtual assistants, and I paired them with my clients, and it became such a powerful container because it's a very powerful trifecta, right? I love what I do. I love giving the strategy. The clients get to stay in their zone of genius, doing what they love, growing their business, all the mundane admin social media tasks taken care by my team. So it became more of a teamwork, and I could see my business really, really take off from there after my integration of my team. So my team is really, really good. So this is my functional team. I mean, a lot of change now, but I've trained 33 people back in India, and I have a functional team of 19. I'm traveling to India in 2 weeks to grow my team to set up a head office. And I also have a team in Pakistan for tech team. So the main thing that I do is come up with the strategies on how you can incorporate digital products. And then I help with action with the help of VA team. I use a lot of AI tools. Like I said, that is my bestseller webinar. Now, today we're going to talk all about digital. So different people here from different backgrounds and different specialities and expertise, you would have some kind of a digital offering. Now, at this stage, I want to bust one myth or misconception, whatever you want to call it. All of us, right, when we start a business, we feel we need a website. We spend thousands of dollars on website. That's why even we've got the Queensland Business Grant, $5 grand for website building and marketing. We all spend for flashy websites. But my question to you, do you have strategies to convert leads through your website? Do you have strategies to capture leads from your website? Do you have strategies to nurture them? Do you have strategies to sell what people want? So, this on my screen, what I have, that's why I use the screen a lot. This is my power pivot strategy, right? So, meaning when I start working with businesses, you just don't look at just one aspect, just marketing. I can call myself a marketing strategist, but what I actually would like to call myself is a business growth strategist. So, if you look at the whole thing, I start with the product and pricing, right? What product are you actually selling? It's important you understand this before you go and start your digital product itself. So, what product you're selling? For example, we have someone who is in the skin clinic space. So, the offering could be a skin consultation or a facial or whatever is the actual procedure, right? But what is the product or a lead magnet or an online offer that will capture that particular lead and make them book that consultation? That's what we're going to see. But for me to create that digital product, I need to understand what you are selling. So, an automobile agency. So, you could do a very, very conventional offline service, but we need an online offer to capture people to sell that offline service. So, I need to understand the product and pricing. So, are you pricing it right? Do you have different tiers of services? That's the first step, because without that, nothing else makes sense. So, you need to know what you're selling. You need to know how much you're selling it for. So, in the product itself, we will talk about what problem you're solving. So, all of it goes into details of every element of what you're selling. All right. So, that's my first step when I audit businesses, or even before you start thinking about digital products, we have to think about what you're selling, what's your pricing. And then comes online and offline presence. So, in the online presence, what platform are you targeting? So, what is your primary lead gen platform? What is your secondary lead gen platform? Are you going for networking meetings like BNI, BX, Chamber of Commerce? So, your online and offline presence should reflect what you're doing, the services you're doing, so it can capture and nurture. All right. So, that's the second step. All the messaging and your presence on online and offline platforms should reflect who you are. And the next one is warm lead generation. This is what most websites don't do. Websites are there to show you're legit. Websites are there to show you exist, but it is not there to basically capture, nurture, and close leads. Okay. So I want you all to focus heavily on this when you're doing your digital product. The challenge we have today is attention. Attention is the most expensive currency. It's very hard in such a digitally distracted world for people to stop scrolling, right? So we live in a fast world. Even a life partner swipe left or right these days. We're very judgy. So how do we stop these judgy people from stopping from scrolling and actually getting their attention to listen to the message we have? I have no doubt that all of you have such amazing products and you're very good at what you do. And if you look at your competitors, all of you will have this complaint. They do a shitty job. They've got such a crappy service, but they make more money than me, right? How many of you have that issue? How many of you have that problem? How many of you think about it? Like, I have such a beautiful product. I'm very good at it, but someone who's shitty, crappy just came in, just doing it because they've got systems in place. They do spend on marketing, and the efforts they put in marketing is much more. So that's the deal breaker between you and your competitor. All right. So definitely thinking about what are the strategies to capture them, nurture them, and convert them. That's a sales funnel. I come from the sales funnel university. So that's why I'm big on sales funnels. Like, how do you capture someone? How do you walk them through the funnel, and how do you convert them? So that's my big step, right? And then the sales process itself. Like, for example, I was looking at a retreat page. I love that retreat page and I wanted to sign up. But when I went to sign up, it took me to a Calendly link to book a call with them. So why would you not give people an option to pay if they are a hot lead? Like, if they want to pay, if they are interested in your offer, why will you not give them an option to pay would be my question. So having the right sales system and sales process, it need not be a fancy sales funnel. It can just be a page. Like, I had my sales funnel on Wix. I did not have the money to spend on sales funnel back then. All I did was I brought the sales funnel psychology into a Wix website. That's all. So the strategy aspect is very, very important to understand what you're trying to achieve and how you want to do it, what you want to sell, and all the good stuff. So we look at the sales process. And the last one, this is where most established businesses leave a lot of money, tens of thousands of dollars on the table, because we do not go back to the current or existing customers or past customers and offer them an upsell. Okay. A lot of businesses feel it's not relevant to them, but it will be relevant at some stage. All right. So you've helped someone to move from point A to point B. So a different level is a different devil, right? So do you have offers to help them move from point B to point C? So it's about having an upsell. It's about retargeting people because it's hard to acquire new customers, right? It takes a lot of time and effort and money for lead acquisition. So why would you not have more average value of your customer by upselling and retaining them and giving them massive value, right? So that's something to think about to create memberships or subscriptions. So especially in these economies, it's really, really tough. We all are feeling it. So if you can come up with a low cost subscription packages, which is affordable, then your chance of getting stuff done is so much more. So we think people don't have the money. Trust me, when you go to events, I attended an event. It was $4,000. So I don't know many of you if you were there at the Robert Kiyosaki's event. He was here in Brisbane. So the event was a paid event. It was $200. And then every speaker had an offer for 4 to 5 grand. Okay. Thousands of people went and bought from each of these different speakers. And I paid one of the speaker for a 2-day event. I went to his event. His upsell was 20,000, 50,000, and beyond. You will not believe the number of people who paid on the spot 20 grand swiping their card, right? So if you think the money is tough, people are not spending money, you're wrong. People are spending money. If they're not spending money with our business or your business, it's just that they don't feel it's a priority, or we have not articulated the value enough, or it's not just for them. It's not always our fault, right? Maybe they're not the right fit. They don't need us, or it's not the right time. So I want you to think about these aspects when you think about digital product, because this is my trademark, my framework that I follow for my business mentoring, my digital product strategy, any business growth. If a business is not meeting the income goals, then there could be gaps in one or more of these. If the business is making money, but you don't have the time, you're burnt out, you're tired, you could have lack of systems doing these and you're doing everything manually. Okay. So I want you to think about it, especially in terms of digital product. I want you to think about it. What's the value of 1 hour of your time? Times it by 10. That's your actual value, right? You could do that. So don't spend time mucking around with Canva, doing stuff, doing things which you can actually delegate to somebody for $10 an hour. Never, ever spend your time like that. Please value your time. That's the most important aspect. Okay. So that's a little bit of introduction about digital and why digital is the key, because you can actually step out of your business. I'm going overseas for 2 months and my business is not going to stop. Okay. My website has got all the features as we speak because I'm moving to a new CRM, but I can show you the work in progress website on what I'm doing and how I'm doing stuff. So you understand the power of each and every digital product that I'm trying to come up with. Okay. I don't teach. I actually teach stuff that I've already done for the past 5 years. Okay. So this is a typical definition of digital product. It's something virtual or intangible. So if you had told me before 5 or 6 years about people selling stuff on Etsy and making millions, people selling stuff on Stan and making millions, I wouldn't believe it. But we live in such a different, volatile digital world post-COVID that everybody is warmed up to the idea of digital world, online classes. In fact, we don't want to travel and go, especially with this weather. You just want to curl up on your couch and just listen to a masterclass, not travel anywhere, right? So it's changing in the dynamic of how business operate. Also has lots of advantages why digital is the way to go. All right. So it's basically sold on an online marketplace. You can choose your marketplace, whatever you want. And it's completely electronic, meaning you put your money, time, and effort once, it's going to pay off for a lifetime. That's where it is massively scalable. You're not burnt out. You set up the system once, it's ready and done. Okay. So, how many of you already have a digital product today? Because in 2024, if you are saying, I don't have a digital product, then I would definitely be screaming into your soul. Why? Okay. So, how many of you have a digital product? How many of you use it already? How many of you would love to incorporate? I want to know the kind of the ratio in the audience. How many of you use it currently? How many of you are already using it? So we can go ahead and start building it right now for each one of you for your business.
Hi, it's Jodie. Can I share?
Yes.
I'm naughty. I've used Canva. I've created a 200-page book that my husband said no one's ever going to read. It's about tax depreciation schedules. And I've also done like some articles and that. So that is a digital product, but it's free and it's like a marketing tool. But my problem is often my lame excuse, and hopefully you can tell me how to do it. I can't compress it to be small enough to email it. The same thing, I've done a digital book that's only 24 pages. And yeah, things like file sizes with a VA that's obviously something a VA can get a Canva file and compress it. So my excuses will be null and void. That's something that I could have even put on Fiverr perhaps as well, or even.
Yeah. So $20, $10, get it done. Fiverr, Upwork. That's what I'm saying. You don't even have to have a full-time VA, part-time VA. Just go on Fiverr and Upwork, get stuff done for 10 or $20. It's definitely not worth your time fiddling with it. So tell them that this is what you're trying to achieve. So have you tried uploading it to a Drive or SharePoint and then sharing that Drive link?
Yeah, I do a Google Drive share. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is definitely possible. And this is
But I
where the
just thought
systems
that
will help.
wasn't professional, but in the meantime, that's what I'm doing. But yeah.
Yeah. So you can also integrate it to your website. That way it will have like an automatic download from your website. So that is also another option. So there are different ways you can navigate it. Are you emailing manually?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the problem. That's what we need to fix, right? Because you need to know. So I'll show you systems how actual automations work for you all to understand how you can actually literally set it up once and take your foot off and it'll just drive seamlessly.
Okay.
So I'll use your Canva file as an example. Anyone else currently using it? Challenges you're facing? That was a very, very beautiful example. Thank you, Jody. See something in the chat. No product yet, currently in development. Yes, Mish. So naturopath and the skin clinic, I definitely remember that. Zero specialist. Oh, I've been screaming to my bookkeeper to create a course on how people can do their own best. Okay, that's an example. So, and I think especially accounting, bookkeeping, I feel they're very closed. Please, I'm not judgy. Don't please correct me if I'm wrong, but they're very closed and they're very protective of their IP. But trust me, in today's world, nothing is safe. Like this bloody phone is listening to me all the time, right? I had a client call with a solar company, and the moment I opened Facebook, all my ads were solar, solar, solar. Okay. So there's nothing called privacy, there's nothing called safety, but you just have to make sure you're doing the right thing and you're getting the correct leads and stuff. So one fear what my bookkeeper had was if she's going to teach everyone how to do their bath on their own, then they're not going to come to her, right? So people who are not going to come to her are anyways not her ideal clients. They're not going to come to her anyways. So at least you've got an option for $100 or $200 a course that they can do it themselves. So that is another target audience. That is not your target audience who's going to come to you for filing best. So I told her, I'm not that audience. I'm not somebody who will go study a course and DIY myself. So I'm not your target audience for the course. I'm your target audience for one-on-one. All right. So some people might not be willing to invest that money every month off of filing for BAS. So we are going to target into that audience. So I really want you to think about this. If when you're thinking about products, there could be different audience that you're targeting for different products. That's why this product framework is very important. So I'm glad you're here. And definitely for bookkeeping, there's a huge, huge, huge scope for doing webinars, masterclasses, checklists, ebooks. You're across everything. You are a superstar, Kylie. I can tell you that already. I would love to have a digital product to start with one paid and one free. Yes, for VAs, definitely. Okay, I'm designing and creating digital products for clients and also e-learning materials. Yes, Erica, because you're a learning and development specialist, you have got a huge opportunity in there. All right, let's move on. Thank you, ladies,
Yes,
for
and
sharing.
I see more and more that businesses want this product, what you're talking about, Priya, because they have an expertise in certain areas, but there's only so many clients that they can service on a face-to-face basis, and then this allows them to create additional revenue. So that's what you're doing, providing this to us is perfect because it just
So
extends the business.
that's
Thank
right.
you.
That's right.
Can
Cool.
I
Thank
also
you,
just briefly
Sarita.
ask, before I forget, if I do, you mentioned
Yes,
a
Mish.
$1,000 grant for building your website. I've actually gone on and had a look. So I don't know if that's something that was pre-existing that no longer is. So if you could elaborate that at some point, don't have to now, what this $5,000 grant possibly is, because I would love to have a look at that.
Yeah. So it's not active now, but they do advertise. It's called the Queensland Small Business Grant. It's for business owners. You have to be GST registered. I think that's the only factor which prevents a lot of small business owners from applying. But other than that, it's based in Queensland. You have your thing. You don't need to have staffs and less than 300,000 and those conditions, which is pretty much everybody can satisfy except the GST registered, which I feel a lot of solopreneurs don't. So they've got these 5,000 grants application process for different things. You can use it for marketing, you can use it to build websites, you can use it for coaching, and you have to get a quote from somebody. So my clients get a quote from me. So I'm their service provider. And once the grant comes through, then they send the payment to me and then I do the work for them. So it's easy, free, no, not technically free, that's tax money, but free to invest in your business to get stuff done. So I think it's for 3 months. And last year they had 3 rounds. Initially, it was so clunky system, it would crash. They would open it only for 2 hours and like tens of thousands of people will go in and like they crash. So now they've streamlined the system and they're doing it in 3 different rounds. And they've made it very competitive with different stages of application, but it's still relatively easy grant to get for small business owners. So yeah, if you're on my email list, I send out emails every Monday morning with available grants, events I do, and basically what I do with updates and my podcast and things like that. So I'll send you information about grants that are open to for Queensland and national. Whatever you want to apply, you can apply. So I'll keep you posted, Mish. Okay, Erika got the grant. Yeah, even I got the grant too. So it's an interesting, useful grant. All right. So if I have to summarize how we do this whole thing, other than my Power Pivot framework, if you're going to start out, if you don't have a product, if you don't have a pricing, this is where we start. So the first step would be to find your niche. When I say niche, it's a word that's thrown around a lot these days. So there are 3 main categories under which every industry comes: health, wealth, relationship. There's nothing other than these 3. Any topic you are, any industry you are, you will either fall under one of these big categories: health, wealth, and relationship. Do not go more than one. It's confusing. When I go for networking meetings like BNI and BX in Chamber, they'll be like, hey, I am a money coach. I'm also a health coach. I also help people in mindfulness and meditation. No, people will never, ever understand when you say too many things. So I'm also multi-passionate. I think I'm ADHD undiagnosed. I don't know. I don't want to go to diagnosis and start blaming it, but I'm so passionate. I do a lot of different things. So in terms of niche, keep it to one thing. And then people will understand other values you bring to the table when they start working with you. But to actually sell them something, they should find that you can solve that one big problem. Okay. For me, that one big problem was you've got advice, lots of advice from anyone and everyone in the world, but I can help you action. I have a team member who can help you action, who will work in your business. So you don't have to work in your business, you can work on your business. That is a massive pain point and very direct to the customer. And it talks about the value that I bring to the table. So it is a heck yes, Priya, sign me up every time I talk. So I want you to think about this one factor, one wow factor, or technically we can call it a USP, your unique selling proposition. What is your USP? Take 2 minutes to think about it. Why should your client choose you over your competitors? So people come back to me and say, because I'm great, I take care of my customers, they can pick up the phone and talk to me, I put them first. No, these are intangible stuff, qualitative stuff. I want something that's tangible. I want something that will make you really, really stand out. This one exercise itself will be a game changer for you. So think about that one factor. Currently, people who have businesses, think about that one factor. If there are so many skin clinics in my suburb, why should I choose your clinic? Okay, there are so many VAs on Facebook. Why would I choose Crystal? So I want you to think about something. If you can't think about it, I can help you brainstorm it, but I want you to spend at least 2 minutes to think about your USP, because that will help you build the right digital product. So write your niche first: health, wealth, or relationship. That is your major category. And under that, what is your subcategory? For me, for example, wealth would be my category. Under wealth, it's the digital product strategy. And then my offers will come underneath that. So like a flow chart. So try and do it, and then we can explain. If you need help, please ask questions.
I'm ready to give it a go, give it a shot if you like, or if you'd like to wait.
No, go for it.
Okay, so for me, as a naturopath, I'm also a cosmetic chemist and beauty therapist. So I have a broad range of qualifications that allow me to bring qualified knowledge that most other naturopaths competitors don't have. So that's not my tagline. That's just an overview of a unique selling proposition. So for me, I like to treat the skin from the inside out. So I work under the skin, to the skin, and on the skin. So I can approach it nutritionally. I can obviously work on the skin as a beauty therapist. And as a cosmetic chemist, I can educate you about the skin with products.
Yeah, I think that's a beautiful USP, right? Because there could be people who are just beauty therapists and who don't understand the holistic way how you can nourish post session with the right food. And cosmetic chemist, obviously, you can help with the formulation and stuff. So this is definitely a very, very tangible USP that will stand out from the rest of the crowd. So your message would be: go to a skin therapist, you get your skin done, and then you go back home, or you've got a party over the weekend, and then everything breaks out, you've got acne, you come back. So something along the lines of have a holistic view of your skin, like you said, under the skin, on the skin, in the skin, and every element, how you are the one point of focus for all these different elements. That's a very, very beautiful example. Thanks, Mish. All right, Fiona, I'll send it to you. Thank you.
Give it a go.
Yes, Erica, go for it.
Because I've been trying to work out, because I have the same issue what you mentioned, that I have a very wide variety of skill set, and the same with Mish said. And I'm like, how do I really target properly? So let me give this a go. So I help businesses to generate more income by capturing their expertise in learning and digital product.
Very
I don't know
broad.
if it's
Very
still very
broad.
broad.
Correct. It's
Okay.
very broad. It'll be good if you can focus on one aspect or one industry or one problems. For example, because you said, see, your personal brand and your authority building statement is you're a global learning and development specialist. That's you, right? That's you as an
Yes.
expert. But your service offering could be that if you have a system in place to tell them, I've got a system in place where I can help you set up, sell, market,
Oh, okay.
serve your entire learning and development system. That is unique because people need systems, right?
Yes.
And
And I
it's
do
coming
have,
from
yes.
somebody, coming from somebody who is a learning and development expert. So you're not going to sell them a generic system, but you're going to sell them a system that is very specific to that requirement, right? So that's where you stand
Okay.
unique, because there could be a lot of people. So you're literally competing with course creators on the market, and there are heaps of them, right? So people don't
Yes.
understand the difference between a learning and development expert and a course coach, right? There are two different.
And that's exactly what I was worried about, because I can do the systems, but I'm also designing, and I can also create the actual material. So this is how do I, and it's just depend what level people want to engage me, where I stand in. Like I could
That's a
just help people to decide what systems they need, or I can actually do it. Yeah, that's the hard one.
no easy one. It's a very easy
Easy
one
one.
if you focus
Positive.
on if you focus on what people pay for. So the moment I knew
Yeah.
I was struggling to sell $1,000 coaching packages but people would pay any money to have my VA and my strategy together. My business revenue tripled in the last year. I knew that is what people want. People want a done for you service where they
Yes.
don't have to do anything. So this is how each of you, this is not just not for Erica, for all of you, the market will tell you what they want. You just have to listen to the market, right? So you can have Erica, you can love during the course curriculum design, you can love during the structural aspect of it, but people would pay tens of thousands of dollars for the system. So you can funnel them, capture them for the system, and then offer other services as a value add.
I got you.
So the first one should always be the one that captures them and converts them into a paying client. What will people pay for? So it's like a Venn diagram. I should have had that slide. So Venn diagram is what's your passion? What problem are you solving? Will people pay for it? So there's this very tiny triangle that overlaps all these three areas.
Yeah, I'm starting to see the logic of, because the system is the one, it's like a must have if you want to capture all those. And those, there's really, if you're getting the system, well, you're going to need the rest, likely to need help with the rest, or may or
Exactly.
may not. I got it.
Yeah.
Very smart. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm glad it's working. Krista, well, partnering up with small business owners with admin, social media content creation, scheduling, customer service support, enabling them to switch their focus back to building and growing the business while I take care of the mundane but still necessary tasks. But still, whatever you've mentioned, Krista, is very generic VAs. Your niche, the challenge, I have to be brutally honest with you, is you're competing with people in India and Philippines with $5 and $10 an hour. But I have helped VA in Sydney who charges $65 an hour and she's booked out. Okay. So it depends on how you position it because she positions herself as a project management expert, right? She's a VA, but she focuses on Monday.com and project.com and project management stuff. So that's the way how she stands out from the crowded market. And she's literally not competing with overseas VAs. So there are two businesses. The businesses that want cheap, economical, affordable stuff, they go offshore. But there are lots of business owners who want to keep the business within Australia, support Australian small business. That's your niche, Krista. So if you're targeting to those niches, you have to really say, I'm not a general admin, but this is my specialty. And then it'll be very easy for you to speak to them with the exact problems, other than saying, hey, I'm your VA, I can take care of your general admin task thing. So get sharp with your marketing message, and you can get sharp with your marketing message only if you get clear on your USP. So this will be a work in progress. I don't expect you to do it in 2 minutes, but it'll just get you thinking on how you can stand out from the rest of the crowd. I'm a local quantity surveyor that specializes in tax depreciation, scheduled to help property investors pay less tax. Being local, we know the local conditions and have networks and contacts and flexible at times. And we go on site and inspect. We do not simply rely on pictures found on the internet. Definitely, pictures are very deceiving. We provide specialized and personalized expert service to maximize your result, to maximize your tax deduction and minimize your risk. We used to send out a hard copy and CD and also email. Now we just email through the schedule. Okay. So what's your USP, Jody? That's your offer, that's your service, and how you do your service. But what's
I'm female and Australian and a quantity surveyor. That's a rare breed. And I'm local. I'm the only local QS. There was another QS here in Mackay, but he's not a registered tax agent. So, and as well as like quantity surveyors can do bills of quantities, cost planning and whatever, but we only focus on that so that we can give personalised, specialised attention and be able to meet timeframes and give a great job because we're not spread too thin. So we specialise. And like I say, when I meet people and tell them what I do, they say their accountant handles all that, but their accountant doesn't. It's like when you've got a sore foot and they say go and see a podiatrist. So we're not a GP, we're like a podiatrist for your tax, for your investment property. Yeah. So
what else can you value add? I'm just thinking in terms of your other offers. So this is a good offer.
I paid for a program where I can give them a CMA or property report and send that through as well because I'm already getting that in my membership and it's something I need to tweak to get better at. But because I'm so busy with work, I haven't made the time to focus on tweaking that, but I have on my list to ring the help desk to get that section tweaked and to figure that one out a little bit better.
Okay, so always when it's going to be a one-on-one or it's going to be a site visit, my question to you, is there an opportunity for you to work one-to-many? That's one way on how we can scale this and take Jody out of the equation of the business. Because recently I speak to a lot of business owners who've got their personal brands, their name to it, and a handyman that I know, he makes 400,000 every year in his business. But when he wanted to sell that business, it was only worth $50,000 or $60,000 because it was his
The
personal
goodwill
brand.
is with his
And
name. Yeah.
exactly, if he's not there, there's no business basically. So I'm just mindful of that, Jody. That's something to think about. How can you, so just write one-to-one. So this is whatever you're offering now is one-to-one. You go on site, you inspect, you give them a report. If you want to scale, branch out other than the local areas, is there an opportunity for you to go one-to-many? So you spend 1 hour, but you can still reach and impact and influence 10 or 20 people. So those are things to think about for all of your businesses. One-to-one is not scalable. You will be burnt out and the revenue will be limited. If there is an option for you to go one-to-many, like imagine now, how many of you, 9 of you are here. So instead of me speaking 2 hours, each of you for 9 hours, 18 hours, I'm just going to put you all together in one room and I'm doing this, right? So one-to-many is powerful. It'll help you scale as well. So that's something to think about when you're thinking about your USP.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you so much,
Thanks.
Jody. That was good. All right. So that's the finding the niche bit. So we are choosing one of the main domains like health, wealth, relationship. And under each of these, we're choosing our main category. And then we can go into subcategories and subcategories. We can do that. And then your product. What is your product? Whether it's a consultation, whether it's your site visits, it could be your VA service, it could be your skin consultation or facial procedures, learning and management system consultation, or done for you setup. Whatever is your product, please write that in the next step. I'll move on to the next slide. So I'll give you examples on what are the different types of digital products we can use and how we can use that to generate leads and sales. Okay, the first and the most easiest one is the ebook option, right? So like Jody put together a 200-page ebook on Canva. I did not have the courage, confidence to do that, Jody. So well done you to put together an ebook concept. You've got templates on Canva. It's free. You don't even have to have a pro version. But if you have a pro version, you've got access to a lot of different good elements and features. So you can literally build an ebook within minutes using Canva. And if you use ChatGPT, you can generate content. So this is why I feel frustrated when people don't do the work in 2024. Like you can literally, after this workshop, before lunch, you can create something. Like it's that simple. I'm not even exaggerating, right? So that's ebook. And the second one is videos, like pre-recorded videos and contents. So I don't know who had the question. I think Mish had the question about sending huge PDF and files. Now Jody had it. So if you are recording a course, if you're recording a video, you can share that content and that can be used to capture. Think about webinars. It could, so now what I'm doing is a live masterclass. I could also record the session and just put this on a landing page and use it to capture people, how to make money using digital products. So this webinar, I can put it up, people can read, and then I can upsell them whatever I want, right? So videos are another source of capturing leads and selling. People do pay for pre-recorded video courses, which is nothing but your courses, right? And then music and audios, people do sell different forms of audio content, like you can voice over for audiobooks, you can do voice transcripts. So there's lots of options. If you have good voice, you can also capitalize on music and audio stream. And then photography is another stream where you can make money. Not a lot, but these are like little trickling income from different sources. So from stock images, you can sell stock images, you can sell your photography services and different stuff. And obviously courses, like the knowledge industry is huge, multi-billion-dollar industry already. All right. So think about anything. If you've watched or followed a famous chef, what do they sell? They sell either a cookbook or they can also sell you a course. They can sell you so many different stuff, right? So though we get all these information free on the internet, one thing that's available today is huge information, right? So much information that it overloads. So all you need is a structured, simple information on how to do some stuff. So whatever you know, you just feel that people might not pay for it, but you will be surprised at how many people do this. But before you hit record, this would be my words of warning, right? People go spend thousands of dollars in getting professional camera, video recorded. They spend so much on funnels and course platforms and all the fancy stuff. And by the time they finish recording, the course is live in 6 months, 8 months, 1 year down the line, and they lose motivation because they've spent all this money and energy and time, and now they have to sell, right? Selling requires a lot of energy, and people sense the energy when you sell. So there's a lot of energetics in selling. So my advice to someone or anyone who wants to launch a course, I call this market validation. Even before you record a program, I want you to pre-sell that particular offer. Okay. For example, Krista, if you want to become a course creator on how to become a VA, like I told you, I'm doing that course, right? So I have not created the course yet. Like I've had people from different multicultural organizations and Mackay Council reach out to me and say, hey, you've trained people in India to become VAs. We want you to work with us. We are going to put a grant together, give you the funding. We want you to mentor and help and do all of the stuff. Once they come up back with the funding, once I have the money, I'll go hit record. I'll do a live 2 or 3 day event, and then I'll give them access to all the recordings. So never invest your time and effort and money into something before someone pays you, at least one person. It's not about the money. It's about the evidence that the market needs that service, and you already have somebody in your audience that will pay for your service. Now, when I say this, the first objection I get, I only have 100 followers on Instagram. I only have 50 followers on Facebook. And my response to you would be, you only need one person to believe and mark it as an evidence. Whatever you say, I will have a response. Okay. So mark that. So because whatever you're telling me is an excuse, and that's the excuse you use to procrastinate, right? So I want you to remove every excuse that comes to your head, because that is your primal human brain making you feel comfy and cozy. All right. It doesn't let you get out of your bloody comfort zone. And we all know that growth does not happen when you sit in the comfort zone. So today is full moon. Okay. So this is your reminder to let go of everything that's not serving you and take action. Okay. I've got a witchy side. Sorry. So I got distracted because of the moon. Okay. So we were discussing about options to capture and nurture in terms of course creation. Do not hit record before you validate. All of us do market research, we do competitor analysis, but we don't do market validation, whether we have at least one person in our friends, in our email list, in our phone book, or on social media, or paid ads, or anything to get one person to pay for us.
Hey listeners, before we jump back into today's episode, I want to tell you about an incredible opportunity that's perfect for those of you who are always asking these questions yourself. How can I earn more money? How do I get more customers without spending on ads and fancy funnels? How can I generate recurring income without selling all the time? How do I create wealth without trading time for money? How can I transition from being a one-person show to mastering delegation? If this sounds like you, then you're going to love our sponsors for this episode, the Pivot Mastermind, a life-changing 6-month intensive experience designed to help you launch and scale your digital empire. But that's not all. One of the standout features of this mastermind is that each attendee gets a dedicated virtual assistant to handle the admin and social media marketing tasks. That means you can focus on what truly matters, growing your business and enjoying the freedom that comes with it. Don't wait any longer. Click on the link in the show notes to apply today and take the first step towards transforming your business and your life with the Pivot Mastermind. Now let's get back to today's episode.
Right? So never hit record before you do that. You get really crystal clear crystal clear with what problem you're solving, okay, what you're going to teach, who you're going to teach to, and then just start posting. Okay, stories. I make all my money on Instagram stories, ladies. Never underestimate the power of Instagram. Instagram is still my primary lead gen platform. I never believed people would pay thousands of dollars for Instagram without seeing me until people paid me. So, this is also another thing I want to tell you all. The way you buy is the way you sell. And your way of buying is not the only way to buy. Just because you don't buy from email list, it doesn't mean your audience will not buy from your email. Okay. So I want you to go act as a critique, like ChatGPT, act as a critique and analyze your persona as a buyer. What do you buy? Do you go click on Facebook ads that says 7 ebooks for $7? Then you would be really, really highly energetically aligned to sell $7 product with massive value, because that's who you are as a buyer. You are not going to be comfortable selling a $7,000 product, but it doesn't mean you're not worth $7,000. It doesn't mean you can't sell $7,000 product, but you will have so many excuses and objections and self-doubt spiraling down you because you have not spent that money. It will be very hard for you to sell that money. Okay, so these are different psychology when it comes to selling. And I want you, because when you do it, it's a quick and easy process to create it, but selling requires you being aligned. Unless you are like, wow, this is going to change people's lives. Like when I talk, you can feel my energy, because I believe like this topic, these information that I'm going to share with you is going to change someone's life today, right? So even if one person turns up, you will find me with the same energy. If I'm addressing a group of 1,000 people, I will still have the same energy, because all I need is that one person to change their life. That's all I'm all about. So when you know your offer is life changing, you will be energetically aligned to your offer, and you'll go out and shout from the top of the roof that this is such a good product, buy from me. Okay. And also, I want to say at this stage, selling equals serving. Okay. I hear all the business owners say, oh, I hate sales. I hate being salesy. I'm like, if you're not selling, you're not giving your customer an opportunity to buy from you. You're not giving an opportunity to serve them. So don't hate sales, please. Sales is amazing. Sales is an opportunity to serve from your highest aligned self. So please do not hate selling. And then the other option for digital products is documents. So literally Canva templates. If you go on Etsy and say, like people would sell Canva templates for $2, $1.99, $10, but they would have sold 20,000 products. They would have sold 40,000 products. So you do the math. Like even if it's $2, 40,000 is 80 grand, not a small amount, right? So templates, forms, contracts. So I think the contract stopped. I was on a legal subscription called Business Kids. When I started my business, I wanted legal contracts, but I didn't want to spend tens of thousands of dollars. And there was a subscription service, Australian based, by lawyers. It's an $8.88 subscription for 24 months-ish, something. So you go on that subscription, you can download any contract you want from their website. So it's a no-brainer, right? All legal contracts done by lawyers. I use it for all my contractor agreements. And it's $8.88 for 24 months. It's a no-brainer, right? So something like this, your offer should be a no-brainer. People should be like, yes, I need it. Like it's solving the problem. It's targeting the right audience who don't want to go spend thousands of dollars on lawyers. And it's a monthly subscription. So beautiful. So next is digital art and graphics, similar to photography, and SaaS. SaaS, this is like, I would not even say future. This is today. I'm going to show you the SaaS that I use, software as a service. So software as a service it has all the functionalities for you to build your own software. Okay. Especially in the digital product niche, this is super, super amazing. And then templates like Canva website templates, anything that you can template it, you can sell it, literally. Okay. Custom fonts, planners, digital planners on Etsy. If you go on Etsy, planners are huge, right? So planners, and then any kind of subscription, fitness subscription, Netflix is a subscription, Amazon Prime is a subscription. The world is on subscription. We don't know that, right? We don't realize how much money. So when I do my best and when I sit with my bookkeeper and I look at my monthly expenditures, I hate regular subscriptions, but I pay. I have to pay Xero, I have to pay Canva, I have to pay Zoom, I have to pay ChatGPT, I pay 100 other AI tools, but that's what runs my business. So I have to pay. I hate subscriptions, but it is important for the businesses to run. And subscriptions make it affordable for us to use all these things at a monthly affordable cost. And even in craft, there are so many different things that we can use. So I want you to think about your business and write down what are the digital products that you can create, because you should feel comfortable creating it. So if you're not someone who's comfortable showing your face on camera, don't go for videos. Okay, if you can pick up the phone and talk, then record audios. Okay, give them an audio transcript, give them a podcast episode. So I would never force you to do stuff that you're not comfortable with. Like I'll do reels. I mean, TikTok is the last thing that I want to do because I feel it's not me. I'm not a silly teenager going and throwing clothes on the floor. That's not me. So I don't want to do such stuff. Even if it's a reel, I just sit and talk. So you actually do stuff that you feel comfortable. So otherwise people can sense it. If you don't like it, you do it, you will know it. So write down, please, what are the digital products? And then I need a volunteer to basically take one business as an example, and we can do the whole holistic digital product, how you can do it. Starting from one, how we can generate things in literally few minutes. Questions?
Sorry, this is Mish.
Mhm.
I'm not proposing to jump in. You can choose whoever we do the example with, but what you've just said is actually just been a confirmation of some of the considerations for when I was looking at building out the framework for what I was doing. So basically, the problem I'm starting with my clients is that I need to solve complex skin issues that require time. And the critical problem there is compliance. So people often want results immediately, but oftentimes things, again, take time because they're complex. So for me, working one-on-one with people, I had developed a unofficial program, a way of treating that. And I'm building that out into an actual course program so that you can treat more than one person at a time. Because as you were saying before, there's a ceiling on how many people you can treat. That's it, done with. And the addition of the course allows a community to build to support each other. So that's where my primary focus was. But I was going to consider writing an ebook in addition to that as more of a lead in. The course itself is going to be quite comprehensive and go over at least, say, 12 weeks. Whereas with an ebook, as a lead in, it gives you the information. I don't mean to be vague, but for example, the course is structured so that you address something 1 week at a time. So this is what we're addressing. This is what we're addressing. And with the ebook, you can actually give people tools to address it themselves, but in a very limited fashion. So
if I may
yes,
suggest, instead of ebook, because your niche is very visual in terms
yes,
of skin problems, I would highly recommend doing a webinar.
okay, yeah,
That'll be much easy way to speak to them, capture them, and convert them rather
yeah,
than ebook, because everybody gives ebooks. Ebooks are good for businesses which are going to give you like a checklist and things, but for your niche, I would
mhm.
say webinars, masterclasses, even a recorded masterclass, right? So
That's
if
exactly
someone is going to inquire,
fantastic. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt. I was saying that is exactly what I was going to look to do. So thank you again.
yeah. So if someone is going to inquire about the course, you can just record a video, put it on a drive or a landing page and send them, hey, have a look at this information and then come back to me with questions. So you've given them all the information about the issues, about the different modules that the course is going to solve. So obviously the landing page will convert much quicker. So the keyword for you is a webinar funnel. That's how you convert. So
Thank you.
have a webinar there and then just convert. Cool. Amazing. Anyone else questions or can we move on?
Yeah. Hi, Priya. I'm Harper. I'm starting my business of giving workshops for kids to raise their self-confidence, resilience, and to reach this end, I have the courses about debating, critical thinking, logical thinking, and all of the skills and reasoning to reach the self-confidence. So they can, the end is for them is to have the ability to face their life challenges ahead of them. So besides the workshops I'm going to design, I've started one. I didn't sell anything, but I designed the course. I thought of creating documents for the parents to have about their role with the kids to raise these skills in them and to be posted in my Facebook page. I have also thought about creating webinars and workshops for the parents to about their involvement in their children's life. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I would love for you to love to be your client. I've sent my kids for such a program here in Brisbane. So she's my client as well. So the way we do is the Facebook post and other social media post should target tips and tricks and educational post that will basically build you as an authority in your niche, like you as the expert in confidence coaching, you as an expert confidence coaching for kids. That's what your social media does. Okay. Your social media is authority building. And then from your social media, what you do is how you bring them into your funnel. So people see your Facebook post, they click on it. What do you want to do with them? Do you want them to sign up for your masterclass or your workshop? Do you want to give them a free trial? Do you want to give them an ebook? Whatever you want to do. So that's how they come into the funnel. Okay. Once they register, what do you do with the emails? Do you nurture them? Do you convert them? So that's what we have to do. So I'll show you an example now. Hopefully that will make sense. And then if you have any questions, you ask me, okay?
Okay.
Thanks, Eka. All right, team. I'm going to show you what is my plan. Like the website that I'm building currently on the new things, the new CRM, all-in-one CRM that I'm building is like literally my entire 5 years of my life that I'm building here. So this is literally the back end. Any volunteers, ladies?
This is Mish. I'm happy to volunteer, but if anybody else steps forward, then that's great.
I don't think anyone has. Okay, let's start working with your situation or your office. All right. I'm old school. I love to write.
I am as well. I've taken copious notes already.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it sticks to your brain, I believe, to my screen, so you can see what I'm doing.
I also want to add too, just when you were talking about what you're working on at the moment, with the capacity to white label is something I'm very interested in. So
Yeah,
I'll definitely be following that up.
Yeah, definitely. Happy to book a time and have a chat. All right. Tell me about your current offers.
Okay, so my current offers, when it comes to digital, I'm not offering anything. I've just been purely working as a service-based business. So
Yeah, tell me about your offline service-based offers.
okay, so essentially people come in and they can either book a one-on-one consultation or they can book consultation packages. So if, again, we know we're going to be dealing with something that's quite complex, take it back a step. I will do a discovery call to make sure we're the right fit and just to have that brief conversation to let them know how I work and if this is something that's going to be appropriate for them. Because you don't always have a match. It has nothing necessarily to do with your skill level. It's got to do with the client. Working over many years, again, compliance industry is the biggest issue because people want solutions. They're willing to pay considerable amounts of money, but there's something in that between paying the money and doing what needs to be done. There's that breakdown. So it's a matter of communicating to them in a way that engages them and makes them want to continue, because people can get very despondent about health issues, particularly when it comes to the skin, can overwhelm them. And then that prevents them from actually doing the work or working on themselves. Oftentimes there's self-esteem issues involved as well. So that also them from actually doing the work.
Yeah, what are the common objections you get, Mish?
It's too hard. It's too hard because sometimes, again, when you're working on them, things can seem worse before they get better. It's just the nature of your skin and the way it heals. It takes time.
Flares up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is that you're trying to replace here? Are you trying to replace the discovery call? Are you trying to replace one-on-one to a group setting? What is that you're trying to do?
I'm trying to replace the one-on-one because what I found as time has gone by is that you can actually work in a group setting. So basically what I'm proposing to do in the program that I'm developing is addressing a problem a week at a time. But in that week, you've got certain key outcomes that you have to reach. So in part, what it's doing is teaching somebody about new habit formation. It's in part educating them about how to go about doing that in their skin. And it's keeping them compliant because they've got an overall objective. And I had been doing this informally one-on-one with people anyway, but I'm looking at a structured program where you can have more than one person at a time. And then again, also you have that element of the community support where people can engage with others.
Yeah, beautiful. So do you also sell any products?
Yes, that's part of it. That is part of the just the nature of what I do. Again, as a naturopath, that is individualized. Although, again, some products tend to be a little bit more universal. For example, a lot of issues are gut based. There are common products that you prescribe to almost everybody, and that's something that I'm as part of the package. And I'm looking at I mean, I don't have the funds necessarily to do this now, but I was looking at white labeling again and creating your own branded product with that. That's just a consideration. I mean, I
so
would
that could be in the pipeline for a long term. Once
That's
you
right.
have the systems in place, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So basically, just having that in your to do or the long term goals is good. So
Mhm.
one step at a time, I would say. So what platforms do you use for marketing?
I like to use Facebook and Instagram. They're the main ones.
Okay. So
But they probably, if I'm leaning more, probably more towards Facebook, just because I'm really starting to niche down into my audience more. And I am doing the customer, what do you call it, customer overview of who my target market is. So I'm finding that they tend to be more on Facebook.
okay. And do you do a lot of reels?
No, I'm not really social media savvy, which is something, again, that moving on to the next phase, I'm really putting effort into learning and educating. So I'm being honest. No, I don't.
Okay. So the reason I ask is, I don't know, fortunately, unfortunately, the short form video content is the only way you can reach the wider Instagram or Facebook world. Because if you post something on your feed, it's only going to go to a limited audience. And if
Yeah.
it's going to be a Facebook business page, the algorithm is you're a business. If you pay me, I'll show you. If not, I'm not going to show you. Right. So
Yeah.
the way to work around that is to reshare your business post from your personal post from your personal profile. So that'll get more eyeballs. Okay, so that's a whole different world. So today we are looking at your digital product and what you can do. I
Mhm.
would say your marketing, whatever you do on Facebook and Insta, the call to action should be regular webinars. You can have a monthly webinar, you can have your weekly webinar, however frequent you want to do. So this webinar would be your top of your funnel offer where you capture your ideal clients or audience prospects or leads that are interested in your offer. Okay, so two things can happen. One is they directly love what you do. They were like, hell yes, this is a great offer, and they sign up and pay for your course. But most of the time, our primal human brain does not allow us to take our cards and swipe for things that are actually useful. So
Yeah.
there could be another pathway that is your lead nurture pathway, which could be your email marketing sequence or your retargeting sequence that will convince them that this is the solution you need.
Yeah.
Right? So that is your course. I would highly, highly recommend to do a hybrid course. I personally do not believe in selling a mere self paced course for multiple reasons. The prime reason being all of us have spent thousands of dollars on courses, but we've never completed it, or we've completed it, but still feel we lack the support to ask questions. So even if you're going to do a 12-week program, that's literally 3 months. So you can have say a Friday night or a Thursday night Q&A session. Okay.
Mhm.
So
Exactly. Yeah.
every month you can have like a one evening, which is not going to affect your business hours, but that's 1 hour out of your time. But this touch point will give you so much value for your clients to ask questions, because an opportunity like this, live, you're asking me questions. This is much more valuable than if I'm going to give you 200 videos, right?
Yeah.
So that is the power when you give them that particular touch point to basically get in touch with you, ask questions, and it'll be much easier. So if it's going to be a very targeted question, obviously you can't answer. So you can be like, hey, this seems like I mean, genuinely, right? You're not going to scam them. You're going to genuinely say them, I have to see your skin. I have to do an analysis to actually give you a custom solution for that. So that gives you an opportunity to upsell them to your next
Yeah.
level.
That's honestly the way you're saying this is exactly how I was thinking. I didn't know it was called a hybrid model either, because I was considering having I don't even know where to go to look for this, but having my Q&A on a Wednesday, because the whole idea is to get people engaged, to get outcomes. So if they had questions before the end of the week, they wouldn't be scrambling on the weekend to finish it. But I don't know when my audience would be best engaged, because some of them will be parents, Wednesday
No,
might
I mean, don't think about all these things. Like, people
not.
make it a priority if they want to.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, on a whatever day is it today? I don't know what day is it today. I mean, from a 10 to 12, you're spending your time with me because you feel it's going to help you generate an additional stream of revenue. So you've left everything and you're here.
Okay. Fantastic. Thank you.
It's the same. So if your audience feel value in your work you do, so I think creating systems and structure is important. Even if it's a Facebook group, you should be like Wednesday night Q&A. So you have to have a thread that says Wednesday Q&A thread, and people can post questions there whenever they want. So whenever they have a question, they can just come to the thread, post the questions, but you will go to that post on a Wednesday night and answer all the questions that people have posted.
Yeah.
So simple things like this is what I call systems. Something that you can repeat, something that doesn't involve you being there asking, hey, what's your question? What's your question? No, I'll create a thread and they'll be like, whatever question you have, please post in the thread below. So in that one thread, that'll be a question thread. You will go and you will answer all the questions that are posted there.
Okay. Thank you.
So things like that. Okay. So, and then obviously product is an additional upsell. And then these people will be extremely warm because this might be pricey. For example, I'm just putting a random number. Say this is $9.97. Someone, they have the money, but they feel they don't have the money for $9.97, might go for a course which is $197. And then they'll eventually spend more than this because they've already seen the value for this price. So my idea is always 10x. If somebody pays you $100, you make sure you make them feel that it's worth $1,000. Like, every free offer that I give, people should feel guilty that, oh shit, I should have paid her for that. Like, I've paid so much money for other courses, which I didn't get that value, but in a free service that I got value out of it. So that's how you have to make them feel so guilty. Like, that's my 10x offer. So anything that you do, your lowest priced offer should be the maximum value one.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
So that's how I want to see it, because most business owners have this scarcity mindset and fear mindset. Oh, what if I give out everything? The more you give out, the more people start to trust you and the more they'll come and do it. The more you give out information, you can do it yourself. They will not do it. They'll come back to you. Trust me on that. Okay. So this is how I see your funnel niche. So I think we can add whatever we want. There's so many different ways we can value add. We can jazz it up. We can do multiple things. Even this 12-week course, each of these, you can sell it as a separate power module. Okay. Yep. For example, if you're doing one just for bridals, okay. So in the pre-bridal stage, these are the skincare routines, skincare regime. I'm very bad with skincare and stuff, but I'm just saying. Okay. So if that is one module that you're doing as part of your 12-week program, sell this as a power course, sell this as a power module separately, because this is targeting a specific audience who would buy just this one for this one. So even if you're selling it for 97, imagine you have 12 modules. That's 1,200 in itself if people buy 5 different modules.
Again, hey, it's interesting you say that, because that is the bridal, get ready for summer kind of. These are the areas where people are willing to
searching for spend the money. Bikini body and summer body and whatnot. We all ladies spend that money. So there's no harm in cashing on our passion. And then eventually, so if you are time poor, if you are really struggling to build the 12-week course, the best option would be to build just one module. Okay. One module will sell like hotcakes, and then you can create more modules. Even if it's $97.97, create 5 modules and say, hey, buy 5 for just $297.
Okay.
Like I said, when it comes to digital product, you can be so creative. It's so versatile. It's a world of opportunities. Like, I get so excited because I'm like, you can do so much, and it's all about starting.
I'm incredibly excited. Like, I keep interrupting you. I'm so sorry. It's really rude. I don't mean to. So apologies.
No, you're not rude. That's what I'm saying. When you're excited, you can feel it. I'm like, oh my God, you can do so much. So I will not even go to the course recording phase. I would first maybe do it live. If 5 people pre-register, do a free webinar and tell them I'm going to do this bridal thingy, and you can do it live. Like, if you're not ready for launching, you're figuring out how to record your course, where to record, where to post, because the technical aspect. Okay, another thing for all of you, don't think about the how. The moment you think about the how, your brain spirals into self-doubt because you don't know how to do it. But think about why I have to do it, or why I want to do it. Okay, the why will keep pushing you forward. The how will keep you pushing you backward. So don't get into the how, focus on the why. And even this course, if you can't record it, just do a live training, record it, give them access to the recording. That's it.
Yep.
So, like literally, people, after this course, after this, how many ever minutes we have, you can literally go launch your program. You can literally go to the Instagram world and Facebook world and tell people, hey, I'm doing a masterclass. Who wants to sign up? Just do
Yep.
it. Like it's really as simple as that. I'm not just saying it because I haven't done it. I do this every day. My business is called Pivot to Thrive because I believe if whatever you're doing is not working, don't quit, just pivot.
That's
And because
fantastic.
it's
I
an
love that. I know that's your catchphrase, but that really is.
yeah,
Exactly.
it's because see, it's not brick and mortar business where you have to have huge capital. You've got an office space, and of course, for your skin studio, you can't take that risk. But online, okay, I posted about the masterclass. No one showed. I'm not losing anything. What next? Okay, that topic did not sell. How can I tweak the topic? How can I do another masterclass? Okay, it's not reaching the bridals. What about getting summer ready? You know, so just tweak, and you will find. Like right now, I know Regional Business HQ. If I put the AI in marketing workshop, I'll get 50 people straight up. So you will have to try and test and pivot and just find what's working for you. But you wouldn't know unless you try. So don't have regrets or shame in trying. This is what I think holds most of us back is regret and shame. The only regret and shame would be when I'm really old and dying. I'm like, I wish I tried. Don't have that regret. That's the worst regret to have. So don't worry about your friends, family, whoever's going to judge you. They're not going to pay you. So doesn't matter. And it takes a lot of thick skin to be on social media. Okay. I know it's not easy, but it's actually absolutely worth it because people who are judgy, people who are going to speak bad about you, badmouth you, are not going to pay you. But people who do pay you never do that. So, okay. People are reading seekers. Yeah. Ideas, methodologies always. Ideas are the easiest ones to get, Erica. Everyone has ideas. Like even today, my story, that's what I posted because one of my client comes with ideas every day. I said, let's just stop, focus on an idea and implement. Everybody has $1 million idea, but it's valued at zero if there's no implementation. Like all of us think we have $1 million ideas. Of course we do. I'm not talking down on our value of our ideas, but there's no value if you don't implement. That's why I'm so big on implementation. And I make sure I give you all the resources. And now I'm like, you don't have an excuse. Okay. You better get things done. So that's the only thing I would ask from each one of you. Like I'm making it sound very simple because it is really that simple. If you think in your head, it's that simple. I didn't start off with a fancy CRM. I didn't have a team of 20, 30 people working for me, but all I had was a Zoom. All I had was a Drive link. All I had was a Google Doc. You know how many people paid $1,500 for a Google Doc business idea? I know there's a guy in the US, Desmond Nana. He sells the business strategy plan on a Google Doc for $1,500 and people buy it. He literally sells a Google Doc for 1,500 US. You don't need fancy stuff, people. Keep it simple. Simplicity is the key. Just start somewhere. That's what I would say. Don't go for fancy stuff. But if you're ready, if you're an established business and value adding these systems will actually save you tens of thousands of dollars and will get you revenue, please invest in systems. So this is for different people, right? People who are starting out, don't invest in anything, please. Just get started. Just start selling. If you don't sell, you don't have a business. You just have an expensive hobby. But people who have an established business, who are trying to value add with existing products, please invest in systems early on because it's not worth your time. And it'll help you to fast track your success so quickly. You have no idea how much time and money and effort it'll save. You think about the money that's leaving your bank account. You don't focus on money that could potentially land in your bank account. That's why I say people stay poor, people stay in that scarcity mindset because they focus on money going out, but they can't have that mindset that it's an investment. So lots of philosophical talks today. My cheeks are hurting. I come from software implementation background. Yeah, you know, Derica, especially if you know Go High Level, you can completely understand the power.
And they like just a good example what you just said as well, that like when I came out from the corporate world, I'm like, test driving all this production software to produce the learning, because the learning I do, that's the interactive part and thing. And I already been working with the software, but I said, oh, that's $2,000 a year. Do I really want to spend the money? After spending hours and hours and hours of testing out the software, I realized that's the best. So I just spend the money.
And they're not
So I
greedy.
could
Go
have
high
failed
level is
all that.
not
No.
Go high level is not greedy. It's so
Oh, no,
sustainable
that's
for
a
small
different one
businesses.
as well.
Yeah, it's so sustainable for small businesses. That's why I like them. I love Russell Brunson, but ClickFunnels is not very, very limited in terms of functionality. So
Mm.
it really depends on what you want to do. But any kind of system, even automating your calendar bookings, even automating your email sequences, like Monday morning, 9 o'clock Brisbane, my email hits my email list. Okay, whatever I do, I will do that. Okay, that's kind of my nurturing sequence where people get to know me up and close. Because we live in such an AI world, there's also a little bit of personalization and humanization missing. So if you can add that, even though you automate your systems, even though you systemize your business, if you can add that human touch and your genuine personality to your marketing, then you stand out from completely bot generated content. So I tell people what I do, I tell my lessons, I tell the burnout, I tell my experiences. So there's that relationship building aspect. And then if I want to do whatever marketing I want to do for different events and stuff, I do that. So always think what is in it for them. It's not me showcasing I am great, but I give value in every email that I send. There's one tip called Priya's practical pointers that they can go and implement that day. So people say, hey, this is really helpful. So people reply to you, people tag you, people shout out. So that's when you know what you do is working. What you do is helping business owners transform their life. So always think about what's in it for them. Okay, today you're spending 2 hours of your time. It's not about me talking about how big I am. It's about me telling, hey, I've done this. So I think you can do this too for your specific business. So it's me thinking what is in it for each one of you, from Erika and Mission, Krista, Sam and Hagar and Jody and everyone, right? So if you put your customer first, obviously that's a no-brainer philosophy, but every marketing message, what is in it for them? It's not about you. Okay. Don't talk about the features, talk about the benefits. Don't say there are 12 modules of my courses. No. Talk about this course will help you identify your skin issues. This course will help you identify your underlying diet lifestyle issues. This course will help you identify that. Don't tell I'll give you 12 videos, I'll give you a fancy dashboard. No one cares, right? So this is what we talk about the features. We don't talk about the benefits. The features don't sell. The benefits sell. What do they get out of it? What are the problems that you solve from your product or your service? That's what I want you all to think about. Okay, so did I miss anything in my slide? No, I just want to build that the 4-step funnel, so which we did for Mish's business. So starting with, because she had a niche and product already handy, it was an easy task just to find out the digital product and the marketing, capturing the lead, nurturing them through nurture sequence. If they don't convert straight after the webinar, how do we do that? So that's a very, very interesting one. So like I said, the Regional Business HQ, they've got the subsidized program. I think it's $110 that you pay for 3 sessions, personalized sessions. So you can ask the business mentor to basically allocate sessions based on whatever is your requirement. And if you want to work with me, you can tell them, and this is the most affordable option for you to work with me. If you do want to get a consultation one-on-one, it'll be through Regional Business HQ. But if you do want to email me, and it's just priya@pivottothrive.com.au or team@priya@pivottothrive.com.au. So you can email me, we can get on a call to discuss if you're looking at systemizing your business, or if you need tech team, VA team to help. So all of the fun stuff in terms of establishing your digital product, we can do that. Open to the floor for any questions if you have. Anyone has any questions, people?
We probably have too many questions at this point.
Go for it, Erica. Do you have any at this stage?
No, I think it's the action time.
Great.
I'm
See, I
gonna
love
definitely
that. I love
definitely
that. Let me
contact
know. Just all I
HQ
want to
as
know.
well, but
All I want to know is you've done it. I need one sentence from you all. I've done it. I've implemented it. It's live, or I got a client, or send me your masterclass links. I would love to come and see your masterclasses, whatever you're doing. Like I would say in my email, I'm your accountability buddy. Keep me in the loop. Tell me that you're doing this. I put stuff on social media. Like I literally tell people, I want to lose 10 kilos before I go. When I eat a muffin, I'm like, shit, I've put it on Instagram now, people will know. So I use that to basically keep me in control. Different people have different things. So you can choose how you want to do it. But my accountability buddy is my Instagram followers. So I tell them pretty much whatever I want them to keep me accountable. So you can choose anyone you want as the accountable buddy. If you want me, just email me and I'll hold you accountable. So there's no problem with that. Okay, time for action. I love how excited you all are to take action. Thank you, Sam. So yeah, go get into action. Before lunch, we are going live with our digital product, or at least getting the framework done. So I truly wish each one of you best of luck. I don't believe in luck. It's smart work. I don't believe in hard work. So do smart work, use lots of AI tools. So all of you who've not attended, I'll use this email. I'll send you the links to my AI training and this workshop. So I'll ask my team to edit this and put it in one video together. And so, yeah, you will have the AI recording video, you will have this recording, and also my course on how to do digital product with AI. So all of that will be sent to you in your email. Please make sure. You won't believe only 25% people access those courses that I give them for free. And I'm like, why? People feel it's too good to be true. I'm like, literally, there's nothing there's no asterisk or, conditions applied. I add you to my email list because automatically my system tags you as webinar and adds you to my email list. So I'll send you an email Monday morning, 9 o'clock. If you don't like me, please unsubscribe. There's always an option. I'm not going to harass you after that. So it's a very transparent professional relationship, people. So please take advantage of that. So yeah, so don't feel bad, Jody. So I'll keep you in the loop. By tonight, I'll get my team to send you all email. And that's the reason I capture emails for the Zoom link. So I know who has come into the meeting and I'm not sending it to everybody. So the recording will be sent only to people who attend the meeting. So thank you, Jody. You guys were the best audience. I don't say it in all the recordings. You can watch the recordings. I don't say it, but this has been the best audience, highly engaging, because this particular topic should be engaging. There's no point in me teaching, right? We have to work with case studies, what we're going to do. So time for action, team, rooting for each one of you. And if you're free, come along for my other events, book for the calls with Regional Business HQ if you want to work. And yeah, I'll speak to most of you. I'll see you all in the next webinar. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you
Priya.
very much.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye, Jody.
I truly hope you enjoyed listening to this episode as much as I enjoyed creating it just for you. Please follow Pivot to Thrive podcast on the platform you're listening to right now. It would mean the world to me if you could leave a review, and I'm so excited to see you on the next episode. Sending you loads of love, positive and healing vibes your way. Stay blessed.